Hello, and in this second part of our poster design project lesson tutorial, we are dealing with type. Now we're going to be adding type to this layout. I want to show you one method of getting more font choices on your computer. So in Photoshop, you have your character panel, window, character. And this shows you all the fonts. This shows you all the fonts that are installed. Okay, and yes, you can use those fonts, but sometimes you may want perhaps a different kind of font that's not available on your computer, and you have many font sites, many different websites where you can actually download and install fonts for free. So the main font site that students use is dafont.com. There are thousands of fonts on this site, and you could spend hours looking through all of them, or you can go right to their category. What I really like about this site, right here, it tells you how to install a font, depending on whether you're using Windows 7, Windows Vista, Windows XP, or on the Mac. So make sure that you follow those instructions based on whatever kind of computer that you're using. So what we have here, we have different categories that you can search through and preview those different kinds of fonts. Okay, anytime you want to perhaps see what the font looks like, you can type your text here in the custom preview. And you can change your number of fonts per page from 10 to 50 and then hit submit. So you will actually be able to see what the lettering looks like in the different font styles. Okay, so let's say, for example, if I really like how this looks, this is called the Capture It font, and over here on the right side it'll say download. Now I'm on the Mac and I'm using the Chrome browser, so this is according to my computer here. So it download just like that, and now when I take a look in my downloads folder, I'll see right there I have the font called Capture It. There was a zip folder, it actually unzipped, and when I view it this way, they actually gave me two fonts, one with a white on black and one with a black on white. So it depends on the designer of the font. Sometimes you may just get one font, or you may get different variations of it. So on my Mac, to install it, I'm going to double click it. It'll open up in Font Book, and I can hit install. Go back to my folder, double click this one, back in Font Book, install. So just like that, in my font book now I have Capture It and Capture It 2 installed. Now if I switch back over to Photoshop and I take a look at my character panel, I can either search for the font in alphabetical order. There it is. Okay, so Capture It 2 is a reverse type font, or I can type in the name of the font and it comes up automatically. So when I click and type, there's the font right there on my layout on my computer. Now before I end this video, here's the issue. If I bring this file to school and I don't have this font installed on the computer at school, it's going to change it. So what I typically like to do, what I would typically recommend that you do, is you can duplicate this font layer, Command J to duplicate it. Now I have two of them. Actually, let's make sure that it's two. Okay. And one of them I'm going to rasterize. Take a look here, type layer, right click, rasterize type. When it's rasterized, this one here, it still looks like the font, but because it's rasterized, it's no longer editable font. Now it's just all pixels. Whereas this one here is the actual live text. So if I spelled homeless wrong or whatever, if I wanted to add to it, I could do that. So then what I would do is keep this one, hide the other. So it looks like the font, but because it's rasterized, if I did not have this font on the computer, it's still going to show. So that's my tip. So the other thing to do is just to perhaps if you have a project folder, say if I'm saving this file, save as, save your poster in a project folder. And then on your computer, add a copy of that font to your project folder. So here's my project folder, poster project. I'm going to take the font and copy it and paste it here so that when I bring this folder to school, I can install the fonts from my project folder. You have to take these things into consideration because you don't want to work on a poster and then your fonts don't show because they're either not on the computer or you didn't rasterize them. So I'll pause this video for here, and in the next video we'll get into actually arranging the type.